Greetings and welcome back, dear student. In this particular tutorial of ours, we are going to go forward and learn through the instructions on the backend process which is being followed through by analytics to go ahead and track our data. Now, this I believe is a really nice and important step which you would be interested to know through about, as well as would be definitely very much useful in case you are going ahead with a profile for analytics. So this could be even an interview question for you, or in general scenario, this is a knowledge perspective concept which should be known for people who are tracking data, so as they can have a backend know-how of what is the process through which data is getting collected and processed, and you are able to see through the reports in the analytics interface. So to connect through with this particular example, we need to first understand that when we want to analyze anything, or whenever we need to do analysis, there has to be some data available with us, because analysis can happen only if we are having some data collected through, onto which analysis is done further. Now, to connect this with an offline scenario, in the previous set of understanding that we have had about the need of analytics and use of analytics in even day-to-day life or basic offline scenarios like supermarket or retail store or a mall, therein itself there is the data collection being done through either from the point of sale system or from the set of invoices which are created, or from the sales database that the company is having, or the finance reports which is being prepared through from the various set of either invoices or billing cycle organization is handling. So these all mechanisms are existent in an offline scenario as well. Similarly, when this particular technique comes through in the form of analytics, therein also we are looking forward at doing through this kind of tracking of data. There is a particular tracking code which is provided to us by the web analytics tool, and this tracking code is something which will help us across in going ahead and tracking our website data. So herein, let us go forward and understand this process, that how indeed this tracking code works, and also let me give you some briefer about few concepts like HTML and JavaScript. While all of these are not at all necessary to be learned through, and do not get a bit hassled as this has some technical involvement in it and other stuff that you may be thinking at this moment, my only aim is to get you acquainted and make these concepts as friendly as possible, so as you can easily understand them and take it forward whenever you are working across with analytics further. So to understand through that what is the mechanism of data collection, we need to get understanding about some basic element like what is a JavaScript code, as well as what is HTML as a language, and what are the elements to the same. So as you can see throughout here in front of you, a JavaScript code is an element which is a part of HTML, that is hypertext markup language, which is ideally the basic language in which web pages are developed. Like we are communicating at the moment in English language, so as we could be understanding through the data or whatever I am talking throughout here. Similarly, the mechanism in which web pages are built, through which they can understand that which element of a web page is to be added and should be shown in which particular manner. Like should an image be shown at the top of a page, or should the first line be shown in a highlighted format with larger font size. All this is decided by HTML, and that element of HTML has certain kind of tags or pieces of code within it, which are identified through an open bracket and a close bracket. Like it has elements known as head, title, script, and even other elements like anchor tag, body tag, etc. So these all tags are something which form the HTML mechanism, and within these elements, like you can see throughout here, the script element, within script element there is one kind of scripting mechanism in HTML which indeed helps through the tracking mechanism of data. So what HTML has the power to do with the help of the script element is that an HTML code can have something known as a JavaScript. This JavaScript code is indeed provided to us by Google Analytics. What we are going to do through is we are going to embed or integrate or paste across this code on all pages of our website, and that tracking element in the form of the JavaScript code triggers something known as a cookie, and this cookie is ideally a script file which has the ability to go ahead and capture the user interaction, to go ahead and get through the basic information or ideally the engagement information of the user in the methodology of which kind of site a user is visiting, what are the different pages on the site which they are visiting, how much time they are spending on your site, etc., etc. So this element tracks through the user engagement on your own website with the help of the code or tag which you have embedded on your site. So that's the basic mechanism of how it works. To get you acquainted with this concept in a diagrammatical manner, here is a simple set of mechanism which I have tried to show, so as the concepts get digested more easily. What happens at the start is any user who is looking forward at any activity online goes across and opens that website by, let's say, probably typing the URL in the web browser, like maybe we are typing across facebook.com or adsconsults.com or any site for that matter. Whenever a site loads through, there is the backend code because of which we are able to view a site in the form of HTML. That HTML also has an element in the form of the tracking code which has been provided to us by Google in this particular case of where we are learning about Google Analytics, and that tracking code is going to go ahead and trigger an element known as cookies which gets stored on your web browser. And these cookies are indeed something which they are also a kind of a script file. They have certain elements in them like a start date, an end date or an expiry date, as well as the domain which is saving across this file on your browser, as well as they have their own name. So they are given unique name by the creator of that cookie. So these are few elements which the cookie is having, and that cookie is going to go ahead and do the process of collection of data. It is going to go ahead and collect the user information, and then that data which is collected through, it is sent back to the analytics server, and the analytics server then goes ahead and does the process of interpreting that data, because it would be in coded format which cannot be directly understood to us. Thus it interprets across, and then finally we are having the ability to view through the reports which we are seeing in our Google Analytics interface. So these are the basic and first set of starting forward step. And if I want to drill this down, the complete activity into 3 major steps, then I can say the first step is about collection of data, which happens through cookies. The second step is about analysis and measurement of that data, which happens through the particular server. And the final step is about providing us the data in our interface, in our reporting interface, which is happening through in our own Google Analytics account. So that's the process how it happens through. Going forward, when you would be learning through the mechanism of implementing the code as well as getting started with analytics, you are short to get much more details about it. But this is the basic understanding which I want to share through at the start of it. I am also going to practically show you through the mechanism of how indeed all these works live in a browser itself in a moment. So wait across and get through the insights in a very easy way.